Guys, I'm Brandon, welcome back to my channel. So I know I haven't put up like a February TBR at all, and this month is kind of like weird for me. I'm very like running all over the place and I don't really know what I'm doing half the time. So I've read a whole bunch of books already, so my February wrap up is gonna be like really big, but I didn't really have a definite plan of what I wanted to read except for what I hope to read for my break. So I have a winter break, but I call it February break, which is a week off from school, which is nice. And I'm actually going on 4 college visits. 3 of them involve a plane and or a car ride. So I'm definitely going to be reading a lot over the course of those couple days. But other than that, I plan to finish a lot during the break. So yeah, that's why I didn't really put up a February TBR. So this is kind of going to be like what I'm reading over break, or like a trip TBR, I guess. I don't really know what I'm going to call it. But yeah, this is like my plan of what I'm going to read over my break. So the first thing I have, my break is next week. I think today's the 11th or the 10th. I think it's February 11th, I'm not sure, but I believe the 17th, so next Saturday, I'm actually going to the University of Tampa, which is a flight out for me, so I'm very excited, and I'm bringing 1 book with me. And the last time I went to Tampa, I brought The Cruel Prince, and I actually didn't finish it, so I'm hoping that I don't finish this book on the flight, if that makes sense, because, like, I don't know, I want to, like, I guess break it out, but it's going to be Sweet Soul by Tilly Cole. This is book 4, I think, of the Sweet Home trilogy. This is a Sweet Home novella, which I don't really know how it's a novella yet, but if you guys read the last book, which was Sweet Hope, it's kind of set to be like the last book of the series. So what I think this book is, kind of like a book that takes place before Sweet Hope. I'm not really 100% certain, but I'm very excited. This follows the youngest Carrillo brother, Levy, and Levy is so cute. He's so adorable. He is a huge bookworm, and he's also a football player, I believe at the University of Washington, Seattle something. I don't really know which one. And this book is about him and his story. I believe he meets a homeless girl called Elsley, and they end up falling in love. So very excited that she wrote this book, and totally bringing this to Tampa with me. I think it's going to be a sad book, but I think it will be like a good book at the same time. And of course, because Valentine's Day is coming up the 14th, so if this is the 11th, it's going to be like this week, I want to kind of read, I guess, a contemporary-ish book. So I'm rereading The Season of You and Me by Robin Constantine. I loved this book. This book is about a girl, I think she goes on vacation for the summer, and the boy that she meets there, he kind of lives there, and he was a surfer and he had an accident. So now he's paralyzed from the waist down. So I think this is awesome. I loved this book when I read it. It's not on my Goodreads because I just recently got a Goodreads, and I think I got my Goodreads like after BookCon, so June or July. But yeah, I'm super excited to read this. Probably gonna start this book now, but we'll see, because I did get a whole bunch of books for my book haul, so yeah. Then I plan to finish You by Caroline Kepnes. Guys, how many times has this been in a TBR? Like 5 million. So I have about this much left of the book, and I mean, it's good. I'm on page 284, and there's, how many pages? 424. So I may just pick this one up and try and finish this really quick. I have like mixed reviews on this book. I like it, but it's not like my favorite. The writing's not my favorite, but I like what I like the concept of the book, how she was trying to portray the character. I do definitely think it's really creepy because it's in second person perspective. So it's like he's literally talking to you, because he's like, you were doing this, you were doing that, so it feels like it's you being stalked, and I think that's really a cool concept. But how she's writing it, not a huge fan so far. That's why it's taking me so long to get through. But I want to try and finish this month, so I have something. But yeah. The next two books I'm super excited for. So the second book just came out the end of January, I think. Possibly the beginning of February, but I remember reading the first book and I absolutely loved this book and the concept, and it was Valiant by Leslie Livingston. Loved this book, guys. Loved it. I think it came out last year in January. Such a good story. Like, it's just so beautiful. It's about a female gladiator, if you guys can't tell from the cover, but it was so good. She was a princess in a foreign land. I forgot what land. And she tries to run away from the battle that's happening. She gets captured and she goes to the slave market and all this, and she becomes a female gladiator. And I think this book was just so beautifully written, and it left with a huge cliffhanger that I remembered I was so frustrated with. But the next book is The Defiant by Leslie Livingston. So this is book one, this is book two. Book two, I have a problem with this sword on the cover because it literally does not look like a sword at all, and it bothers me. But I feel like the material of book two is so different from book one. Like, this one's so glossy, this one's not. So I don't know, I have like problems with this, but I'm very excited to read this. I definitely know it's a series, but I don't know if it's gonna be like a trilogy. I don't know if she's announced it yet, but yeah, so this is book two. I definitely want to read both of these, so I'm probably going to be starting these soon, but I kind of want to force myself to read a contemporary first because it is Valentine's Day, so I want to get that in that mood. But yeah, definitely going to be reading these two over break. The next book that I have to read is Ashe Princess by Laura Sebastian. I'm trying to put this off as long as possible because my gut feeling tells me I'm gonna adore this book, and oh, I'm just so excited to read this. I'm so grateful to have gotten this. This is pitched as kind of a Game of Thrones, but like a YA. I feel like the writing is gonna be really mature, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, this comes out April 24th, so I kind of want to read it over break, but I have to see how busy I am, because I'm definitely going to be taking a lot of thorough notes with this book, and my book review is probably going to be really long. But yeah, I'm very excited to read this book, and yeah, so yay! And the last book I have here is How to Break a Boy by Lori DeVore, sorry. This I started, I'm on chapter 11, so I have like this much left. I only read this much, but I definitely want to give this another go through. I think I stopped reading it because I was getting a lot of other books, and if you guys know me, I love my new books. So yeah, I kind of want to read this, and it is a contemporary, so I may just pick this up also. But yeah, we'll see what's going on in my life and what I'm doing. Like, oh, so good. But yeah, super excited for this. And yeah, so this is like my possible TBR for my break. And I do have a week before, so like this week coming up is like a full week of school, and I am super busy, but I think I'm gonna pick up like one or two of these books and try and read them. But I've been definitely reading a lot more ebooks this month. I read a lot of physical books, but I did read a lot of ebooks, so I'm like, I like my ebooks, but I'm trying to read all my physical copies because I do have a ton of books that I haven't read yet. But yeah, so that's my possible TBR for my break. And yeah, if you guys want to know any other books I'm interested in, or like where I'm going over my break, just leave comments down below and I'll answer your questions. Make sure you subscribe if you like this channel. Bye guys!